It's happened to all of us, going back as early as our allowance days. I could be making $5 a week doing chores when I was 8, saving up for 2 weeks and buying a sweet Star Wars action figure once I hit $10. But now, summertime rolls around and it's time to mow the grandparents' yard, and boom! Now I'm bringing in a total of $10 a week. Did I save the additional $5 and stick to my 2-week action figure schedule? Nope. I succumbed to lifestyle inflation and purchase a new one every week. Give this video a like so YouTube recommends it to more people. According to The Balance, lifestyle inflation refers to a person's upgraded standard of living following a rise in income. It encompasses the purchases of goods and services as well as experiences such as travel. Income and spending are positively correlated, meaning as income increases, so does spending. Conversely, lifestyle deflation refers to a reduction in spending. Lifestyle inflation functions as an impulse to spend more money as wages increase, and it has the tendency to snowball over time. It can lead to an increased debt-to-income ratio to the point where you may end up owing more than you can ever pay back. This is because the rate at which spending increases from lifestyle inflation is not necessarily proportionate to income. Spending outpaces income in the case of many middle-class families. You see, the type of lifestyle inflation that worries me the most in my own life is the standard kind where my spending increases at the same rate as my income, barely giving me the chance to save more of my additional income. But the OECD found in a 2019 study that 20% of middle income earners in the United States spend more than they earned. Regardless of the fact that statistic makes my stomach turn, and I hope that 20% finds my videos so we can put a stop to that horrible amount of spending, let's continue to take a look into lifestyle inflation. What are some examples that many people fall victim to? Number 1, upgrading your living situation. Oh wow, I just got a promotion or a fancy new job. I should probably have a brand new apartment or house that reflects that increase, right? Well, just be careful. The most this should increase is to the same 28% of your take-home pay as it was previously, and no higher. I prefer less than 28%, but that's the hard limit. Number 2, upgrading your car. Honestly, not a huge car guy. I like the tech in a car, self-driving, stuff like that, great air conditioning for the horrendous summers here in Austin, but you do not need to upgrade your car to meet your new income unless your old one is seriously breaking down every couple of months. Just save the additional income instead. Number 3, increasing your clothing budget. This is another one where if you're already middle class, you don't need to start spending more and more on expensive clothing. Treat yourself here and there, sure, but don't increase your monthly budget just for new clothes. Of course, I'm saying that as someone who buys 95% of my clothing from H&M and Target, and I'm pretty sure this one's from H&M. Number 4, adding to your food orders. You do not need to upgrade the wine at your go-to date spot. Invest the extra, buy unlimited nice wine in a few decades when you're wealthy from investing instead. And number 5, more vacations. Vacations are important for the relationships with the people you go with and for your own mental health. Double the income does not mean double the vacations or double the budget. 1, you're taxed more so the math doesn't even work. 2, invest the extra income and retire early where your whole life can become a vacation. So those are some classic lifestyle inflation examples that impact the middle class on a month-to-month or annual basis. Don't let it impact you. But how about my own experiences with lifestyle inflation? When I secured my lovely tech job down here in Austin, Texas almost 4 years ago, I spent the first 6 to 9 months paying off all my bad debt. Once that bad debt was gone, I soon became dangerously close to allowing lifestyle inflation to creep into my life. I spent more going out, slightly upgraded my apartment, and worst of all, upgraded my car. I ended up keeping my food spending and apartment spending well under where it needed to be before it became worrisome. But the car was a different story. And this is because I hate car payments. My 2013 Nissan Altima was starting to have transmission failure. I could feel it while I was driving and decided to get it checked out at a free transmission checking shop. They said that it was just starting to decline to a point where it would probably fail in a year or so. I allowed this to be an excuse to upgrade my car. But worst of all, I traded in my Nissan Altima and got a brand new 2019 Jeep Cherokee on a lease. I justified this due to the monthly payment being only $350 a month. And I knew the mental gymnastics I was playing was wrong at the time, yet I allowed basic human emotions to take over, and I took that 3.5-year lease anyway. And come November of this year, that lease will actually be wrapping up and I'll just be buying that car in cash anyway. Unless the car market crashes and I can buy a 2019, 2020 SUV at a great deal in cash. I will never make that mistake again. But other than avoiding a terrible car purchase like mine, what can you do to prevent lifestyle inflation? 1. Do the math. With new income comes new taxes. And as I said before, just because you make double the money, it doesn't mean you have double the money to play with. Understand your new tax situation and budget accordingly. Speaking of budget, number 2, track your spending. It's as simple as it gets, but create a budget. Track your spending and make sure you're comfortably within the 50-30-20 rule, or when you spend 50% of your income on needs, 30% on wants, and 20% on savings. I prefer to swap around the 30% to savings and 20% on wants, but make sure you're at least following the 50-30-20 rule at a minimum. 3. Wait on impulse purchases. I know it's exciting when you see more money coming in than usual, but before you go buy that new couch or TV, wait on it, think, do you really need it? Maybe you can get it, but to make sure you're hitting your investment goals first, maybe you need to save for a few months instead. 4. Use your extra money to pay off bad debts. If you have credit card debt, car debt, private student loans, or high-interest federal student loans, pay these off as soon as you can. Use your new income to clean up the mess before you start having fun. And finally, number 5, set up automatic savings. In your budget, decide where that 20% of your income should be saved. With a high yield savings account, with mutual funds, maybe a college fund, or all of the above. Set up automatic investing and don't think about it again for years to come, unless it's to invest more. The bottom line is that lifestyle inflation can easily derail your long-term goals. The trap of short-term gratification in the form of luxury conveniences can delay your plans to get out of debt, save for a down payment, or even retire. When you're adding luxuries to your life, weigh the benefits against your long-term goals. In most cases, you'll choose to pass up the convenience of new lifestyle upgrades in favor of your long-term financial stability. Have you had to overcome lifestyle inflation in your life? I would love to hear your story in the comments below so we can keep the conversation going. I respond to every comment possible. Give this video a like so that YouTube recommends it to more people. Subscribe and stick around for more. Thanks.